In this video, I want to talk about two cool real-world applications of hyperbolic, specifically hyperbolic cosine functions. So where types of hyperbolic cosine functions show up. So the first is a bridge that's attached only at the two ends. So I'm going to draw a picture. So if I have a cliff here and a cliff here, and I join the ends of these two cliffs by, let's say, a rope bridge. So this is, I'm going to have some sort of slack and do something like this. So I have this bridge, and maybe there might be some people who start to walk across the bridge, maybe one person, maybe another person. But if there's a bridge like this that's attached only at the two ends, the general shape of this is going to be a type of hyperbolic cosine function. Now, if we start to do more complicated things like having the bridge support the weight of like a freeway underneath it, like a suspension bridge would, then it's no longer a hyperbolic cosine function, it turns out. It turns out it's actually a parabola in that case. But in this example, where it's attached only at the two ends and not supporting extra weight underneath it that it's sort of suspending up, it would have this hyperbolic cosine shape. And the other famous example is the St. Louis Archway. So I'm going to do my best to draw a picture of this. So the St. Louis Archway is sort of this arch. So I'll draw one part of it, the other part of it, and then coming down to this side. I think actually the whole thing is probably a bit steeper than how I'm drawing it, but this is an upside down hyperbolic cosine function. So there's this connection between these structures that are sort of able to support their weight. Although the St. Louis Archway does a little bit more than that. It's actually what's called a weighted catenary. But there's a connection between shapes like this and these hyperbolic cosine functions. Hyperbolic trig functions also show up sometimes in differential equations. There are scenarios where there's solutions to differential equations, for example. And that's something that you might encounter if you were to take another course, a future course in differential equations. So that is our third learning goal for this section. We've talked about some applications, some real-world scenarios where hyperbolic functions show up. So I am going to do one more video for this section, and in the next video I will do some more examples, evaluating some integrals that can involve hyperbolic functions.